What's up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to be talking about the Phantom Warrior, how we made it, what we did to make it different, what we did to make it for me. Hey guys, that intro, I can't thank Tyler from Disc Golf Comedy enough. I'm going to put his link down in the bio to his Instagram, his handle, all that type of stuff. They're a disc golf Instagram. I believe they have a Facebook, but they make really funny disc golf content. They work a lot with Perfect Putt 360, and they were actually kind enough to make me that nice intro for my videos. So I want to thank them very, very, very much. Make sure to go check them out and show them support. Let's get into it. The first thing I'm going to talk about here is story time. So I posted on Instagram. If you don't follow me already, I'm going to put my link down here somewhere. So I don't know, figure it out. So I posted today about a couple hours ago and said, hey, I'm going to do a video inside. We can't be outside. So what would you guys like me to talk about? And someone said, funny stories from the road that most people don't get to hear. So here's my embarrassing, funny story. 2015, my second year on tour. I went on tour in 2014. 2015, my first USCGC. You think this is super exciting, super cool. We're leaving Kentucky. We're staying at Scott Reef's house for a tournament. And we're leaving Kentucky. Me, Paul Ulibarri, and Don Smith. We're all in the car. Paul drives his turn, full tank of gas, 6 hours towards USCGC. He has to take an important phone call. Don's asleep in the back seat. That leaves me to drive. 18-year-old me, we leave the gas station. Hey, Paul, what way do I go, right or left? Go right. Okay, he's on the phone, super important phone call, so he's like kind of ignoring me. So I go right, and he's like, just keeps pointing like I'm going the right way. And I'm like, okay, cool. So I just keep driving, and I followed what I thought he said was the correct way. Well, Paul falls asleep. So now Don and Paul are asleep. I'm just following the same road that I believe was the correct way. Well, before Paul falls asleep, he goes, hey, look for Cherry Road. If you see Cherry Road, that's the road the course is on. Make sure to not go past that. And I was like, okay, no problem. So Paul wakes up and he goes, hey, how close are we? And I'm like, I'm not sure. I've just been driving, So we we get in the car. We're still driving in the car, right? And Paul, he's been up 5 minutes, and he goes, why'd that sign just say welcome to Kentucky? And I'm like, I don't know. I've just been going on the same way. Haven't stopped, haven't done anything. He's like, pulls up his phone and goes, you went the wrong way for 4 hours. So we started 6 hours in Kentucky, drove 6 hours away, refilled up, and then I drove us 4 hours backwards into the border back in Kentucky. So that's probably my funniest, most random, relatable disc golf story from the road. It's obviously there's a lot of things that stand out. I've been on the road. This is going to be my 6th year, or 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19. That's bad math. 7? That's too many. I'm not that old. But that's probably my favorite disc golf story when people are like, oh, what's a crazy thing that happened to you on the road? That's probably it, because it's such a insane thing to have happen, but it's such a thing where Don was asleep, Yuli was asleep, none of us were paying attention, and before you know it, Paul wakes up and goes, welcome to Kentucky. I'm like, no, it just drove us the wrong, we would have already been past Rock Hill, South Carolina by the time I had driven us backwards. So that's my embarrassing, funny story. Hopefully that's something you guys can't relate with, because that sucked for all of us. But thank you guys for asking to hear about that kind of stuff, and I'm going to definitely plan to do more content like this for you guys, especially all of my local courses here are shut down. No practice baskets, no anything. Everything is shut down. So I'm going to be doing a lot of inside content, maybe garage putting, trick shots in the front of the backyard, maybe destroying some more stuff for you guys. If you guys haven't seen the video of me destroying the TV from 2 days ago, go back, watch that right now. It's only 4 minutes long, I believe. I throw 5 full power shots into an old TV we had laying around the house. It was already broken. I didn't destroy a perfectly good TV, you guys. This TV already didn't work. We already replaced it. We already have a new living room TV. But I threw 5 full power shots into this TV, and you guys can go back and see what had happened. There will be a part 2, just so you know. There will be another TV destroying video, so keep an eye out for that if that's something you're interested in. And again, thank you guys for coming to the story time. The next thing I'm going to talk about is how we built and how we made the Phantom Warrior, which is right here. So the Phantom Warrior from Legacy Discs. This is their typical rival mold that we stiffened up a little bit with the plastic, and we domed up a little bit with how it comes out of the mold. And I think this is something that was a very, very good addition to my bag so far. Gonna have only played 3 tournaments this year. I've used it at all 3, but this disc is going to be a workhorse for me if we get into later the part of the year where it's USCDC, all those wooded courses in Georgia, all that type of stuff. This is gonna be the disc that I'm gonna lean on for that shot. So a little bit of a backstory on Legacy and me and how we collabed. Steve-O has been one of our buddies for 10 years. He's somebody that I've always looked up to, always battled against here in California. We've always had a really, 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 really good relationship. And so this year, end of October, when I decided I was going to go open bag, I thought, you know what, this is a good opportunity to collab with the Rico brothers. Hopefully put Legacy on the map a little more, hopefully represent them, hopefully, get you guys knowing who Legacy is, what they're about. Their products are actually very, very awesome. So I'm happy to be able to put them out there for you guys to see and check out and enjoy on a little bit higher stage than maybe anyone has yet. I'm sure that there's going to be plenty other people that they're going to be looking to add to the team. So if you're interested in playing for Legacy, get a hold of them, Instagram, Facebook, email, however you guys try to drum up sponsorships. I'm sure that they would love to have some more ambassadors for the team. But when I decided to go open bag at the end of 2019, I already had the contract worked out with Alan of Infinite Discs, and so I was like, okay, the next thing I want to do is call Steve. So I called Steve and said, hey man, I don't know if you're interested, I don't know if you have the budget, I don't know if you guys are looking to even do anything like this, but here's my situation. Don't tell anybody yet, still a secret, but let's see if we can work something out to get you guys some discs in my bag and, create a nice partnership here that hopefully we can grow from year to year to year. So Steve was like, yeah, man, yeah, let me ask my brother, let me ask my bro, let's make sure we can do this. And needless to say, here we are. So this year, I believe I'll have 4 signature Legacy discs coming out, 2 from Infinite Discs, so that's 6 discs total. So I'm gonna do 6 of these building the disc videos. I've seen a bunch of other pros do building the bag, stuff like that, how they built their bag, how they did this. I believe Macbeth and Paige Pierce did that with Discraft and Jomez. So I'm going to do something a little different. I'm just going to do building the disc, and just give some type of iteration of how we decided to design or build this disc. So I want to thank you guys for joining me on this, and let's jump right into it. So again, this is their typical rival mold. If you're not familiar with Legacy yet, the rival is a T-Bird, an Explorer, anything like that falls into that category. This is something that I've always thrown. When I was on Innova, I used obviously a T-Bird. When I was on Dynamic Disc, I used an Explorer and a Saint, which is pretty similar to a T-Bird. And then this is damn near a clone of the T-Bird. So when we came to our agreement with Legacy, one of the things that I wanted was, hey, I want the rival, but I'm going to need you guys to make it a little more stable for me. So as we know, my putting is here, my throwing and distance is here. So I'm known for throwing, I'm known for having that extra little bit of power maybe that some other players don't have, or even in the elite side of the power throwers of the sport. I mean, there's Garrett, Simon, Eagle, plenty of great distance throwers, but I would like to think that I'm right up there with them, maybe in the top 5 or so, depends on who you ask or what wind condition or whatever. But so I told them, hey guys, we need to create this disc to be a little more resistant to power than your guys' current ones are. And they agreed. They said, hey, we'd love to, have someone of your power even throwing the discs, So they took everything I said in consideration. They sent me some test discs I think they sent me 8, and I went out there in the field and threw them. And I called Steve and said, hey man, this is what's going on. I think you need to tweak this. Can you make the disc 25% stiffer? That sounds like a lot, but really, when it came back, it wasn't really that much. If I went and grabbed the prototypes for you, you'd understand. This is just a little, like you can see, it still has some nice flex to it. Like it's definitely not a super stiff disc. I mean, it still has a nice bit of flex to it. So the other ones are just a little gummy in the center, which is what I don't like because I put a decent amount of thumb pressure on my shots. So having a gummy center disc just feels weird in my hand. So I had them stiffen it up and we changed the plastic. So at first they did, you could see it here. So this was one of the first ones. So this has like a little bit more of a sparkle in it. I don't know if you can really tell in this video, but it's more sparkly in the rim especially than this one that is full color. So this one is this would be like their Silver Surfer plastic, full rim, front and back. There's no sparkles in it. So this one is a little more domey than the Sparkle previous, more prototype-ish runs. And this plastic, it's actually called Drew Gibson plastic. They don't make any other discs, any other molds in this plastic unless it's my signature disc. So this is, I don't really know exactly how to describe it. It's like a shimmer, maybe is like my best example for it, but it's shimmer but stiff, if that makes sense to you guys. It's kind of a hard plastic to describe, but just by looking at it, you can probably tell what I mean here. Let's see if we can get this to focus. Maybe not. I don't know. But, so this is, again, their Silver Surfer plastic, and this is in, you can see here, let's see if we can get that to focus. So DG Rival. So this is, like I said, in the Drew Gibson plastic, but it still is the Rival mold. We renamed it the Phantom Warrior because we changed so many things about it that we no longer felt calling it the Rival was correct. We didn't want to mislead anybody. We didn't want someone who buys the brand new Rival and it flips up and turns over nice out of their hand to buy this and be discouraged and go, man, I don't like that. Theirs discs are inconsistent, because we created this version of the Rival to be more stable for me. So we renamed it Phantom Warrior because we didn't feel comfortable releasing Rival and then having it not even be close to the same disc. Other than that, we created the Vengeance. So if you guys follow me or Legacy, you guys know that we already have the Vengeance out. Again, my plastic is going to be the Legend, and I needed them again to make this disc a little bit more stiff. So they had to retool the mold for me because how stiff I needed the disc, the compounds and all that stuff, all the science that goes into making a disc, they couldn't make it make weight. And we didn't want any 190 gram Ricky Destroyers out there from Legacy. So we fixed our mold so that it's going to make weight. It's going to hopefully be, 175, just like it should be. And so we have this coming out, or this is out. You can go to infinitedisc.com, legacyproshop.com, and buy these Phantom Warriors right now. I know that Legacy would love the support, as with all the tournaments getting canceled and all that kind of stuff, they're losing tournament sponsorships and stuff like that they've been banking on all year. So if you are able to go support me, support Infinite and Legacy, please go do so. And then the Vengeance is out. I think they released maybe 500 of them or so. But my signature version, we're hoping will be out within 1 month. And again, this is going to be a 6-part series, as I believe I will be having 6 signature discs coming out, 4 with Legacy, 2 with Infinite. And I want to thank you guys for tuning in, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace out.